So he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I don't know." I said, I'm looking for a place to sleep tonight." I said, "I ain't got him." He said, "I'm leaving town." He said, I've got a cabin up in Lenado." He says, "I won't be back for 3 or 4 days. You're welcome to stay there." And I said, "Okay." And he gave me the key to the padlock that was on his cabin door, and off he went, and off I went, and got to, and he had some dried beans and some rice in there. But so I got there and I slept, and the next morning I woke up, I hear some pounding, and here's a young guy. It was Jack Wilkie, who now owns Jack Wilkie Construction Company, but he's out there putting a little extension onto his cabin, and I went, I bet if I help that guy, he's got lunch. So I walked over and I said, I'm not much with carpentry. I said, but if you give me a hammer and tell me where to pound, I says, I'll help you. And we did, and we had a good time doing it, and came lunchtime, he said, "You hungry?" And I went, "Yeah." And so we had lunch, and I spent the next 2 days helping him build his cabin. And then he said, "This cabin here," and that's where a lumberjack used to live. He said, "This cabin here is going to be empty for the next 2 weeks, but my friend is going to come, and because he's going to work with me up on top. We're going to cut trees down." I said, "Cool." So now I had a cabin for 2 weeks, and this guy comes, and he's got long hair, and he's looking around, and they go up on top into the forest, and he comes back, and he walks up to me, and he says, "Frank, I think the cabin is yours." He says, "The trees told me not to cut them down." And I went, "Well, and so bam, I had a cabin, and then I talked to Jack Flogus, who owned the property, and got myself a job, and there I was for the ensuing 5 or 6 years.
Cool.